Dudes, 100,000 subscribers. That's crazy. This is it. This is the promised land. We made it. So what does that mean? Well, I mean, for me, I already put in a down payment on my mansion in Utah. I'm ready for my guest appearance on Smosh. I'm buying my third Lamborghini. It's crazy. 100,000 subscribers. I must be rich. No, but seriously, the reason to do this is the fact that I can help so many people and impact a lot of people's lives and help them on a journey and demystify a lot of what the perceptions are about game development and concept art in general, and ultimately to help people to fulfill their art dreams. And that's been that's been reaffirmed through a lot of the comments and emails and things that I get. You guys are the best, and I'm just so grateful, and I mean that. And so I wanted to do a quick kind of recap of like how all this happened, because it was really an accident. Some people, you know, if you're doing your own YouTube channel or something like this, some of this stuff actually might help you to develop your own audience or to develop your own channel to reach such a milestone. I can tell you there was a large chunk of time I didn't try at all. It was just something that I love to do, and that was a kind of a key component in the early days. But let's dig into the history of it. How did all this stuff happen? How could this possibly have happened? 100,000 subscribers. Wow.
Give me some ass juice, baby.
On February 14th, 2009, I uploaded my very first video onto YouTube, and it was a really crass kind of a comedy put together by my closest friends. My oldest friend, Jim Showman, who I think is a comedic genius, and my good friend, my roommate at the time, Jeremiah Ryder, also known as Reversed Methods. He did a lot of the audio and sound design for this. I was working full time on Diablo 3 at the time, and I was spread so thin. I'd come home at the end of every day, and I'd use Anime Studio at the time, which I now is called Moho, and you can create these little simple basic animations. It did have full music and full voice acting. The animation was pretty crude, but it got the job done. I don't know, maybe someday I'll come back to doing some animation. But in the meantime, nobody should watch Nova Colony. It was crass, it was rude, it was crude. It'll offend you if you don't like things like South Park. Don't watch that stuff. No one did then, and no one should now. But it is still up there.
What's up, dudes? Yeah, this is Trent, the artist, writer guy for Twilight Monk.
So I felt so sort of disappointed by the views that I was getting on my animations that it would be a full 2 years before I would upload another video. And look at this guy. Look at this guy with his hair all crazy. I wish I still had hair that thick. Jeez. What I could do with that. But I'm glad I ditched the chubby cheeks. I don't know what was going on with that. I was so shy in my first videos, as you could tell, that it almost seemed like I was sick. And my friends were leaving comments, because when you're starting out, the only people that watch your YouTube channel are your friends. And they'd say, "Hey man, are you okay? Like you look like you're drunk or sick." And now, I got pretty nervous on camera, so I did have a few drinks from time to time, but I was actually very sick in my first video. But I still thought this would be a great place. YouTube would be an interesting place, though, however, for me to start to communicate with people who were reading my comic. I was doing the Twilight Monk webcomic at the time, and I had just signed the deal with IDW to release the Creed Omnibus, the Creed Collection, which was my first comic book series. And I was so excited to be able to show that visually and to be able to communicate as a person, not just as like somebody in a blog or something like that. So this was exciting for me, but I didn't really have a model for how best to communicate. And I was also very nervous and shy that, oh my God, more than 10 people are going to be hearing me speak at once. That was a little intimidating. I had some stage experience with the BlizzCon events where I was doing live drawing, but that's drawing. I can sit in front of 1 million people and draw confidently. But if I have to open my mouth, good God, it scared the bejeezles out of me. Again, the thing that I noticed was that people weren't tuning in to my YouTube channel because it was just me talking. So I thought I'd get a little weird with it. About a year later, I posted a video with my roommate at the time. I was living with a werewolf, and we thought, well, hey, geez, at least I should get this on camera. And yes, I was drinking booze on the internet with my ukulele playing werewolf roommate. I figured if that doesn't, make me an internet superstar, what will? Geez. Around that time, I was learning to program. It was the early days of me learning to program and make indie games. I had left Blizzard at this point, and I was doing contract work for Riot Games on a lot of UI and character and environment concepts. And I was like, well, I just really want to do my own indie games. And so I started putting together these little prototypes, and I was still doing the webcomic. I was really already doing way too much. At this point, YouTube, I wasn't taking it very seriously, but I saw the potential in it. It was something that I was kind of beginning to build a subscribership. In fact, I think at that point, I had gotten up to 34 subscribers, and it had only taken me a few years to do that.
I don't know. Do you think it might be too cool? I mean, I think we're knocking them over the head with the. I mean, we got werewolves, we got tips, we got booze. I think we're knocking them over the head here.
On June 18th, 2012, I uploaded my first time-lapse illustration artwork piece to my YouTube channel. And this was really kind of a defining moment. This was a turning point for my channel, because I always like to watch my artwork come to life in sort of rapid time-lapse. There's something just neat about it. And this was very uncommon. This wasn't anything that I had seen anybody else really do at the time. And this is mostly because it took up massive amounts of space on your hard drive. Hard drives weren't as large as they are now. So to capture high resolution video of an illustration happening on your screen was an uncommon thing. It was difficult to manage hard drive space. And then also editing that, I had to use a thing called Camtasia at the time, which was expensive software. And the biggest problem was the processing. It would take a long time to render the video as well. And this is long before live streaming and a lot of things like that had occurred. So I had posted this video, and I was dating at the time, and I showed this video to a girl that I was dating, Victoria, and she really liked it, and in fact, she encouraged me to do a lot more of these. And I was like, well, maybe I got something here. Like, what is it that you like about it? Because she says that it's because it didn't seem super cocky, but it also seemed like I had some skill. I wasn't some schlub, or, I wasn't just sort of struggling or trying to be an artist. I was established. I knew my stuff. Also, it was just damn cool, she said. In fact, sometimes I suspect that she married me because of that time-lapse video. So that brings us to January 25, 2013. And through the encouragement of Victoria and kind of seeing a more positive response to me posting artwork in time-lapse form through views on the Fishman drawing, I started to post time lapses of the comic book, the Twilight Monk web comic that I was drawing at the time. I thought it'd be a good way to sort of unveil some of the secrets of how comic books are made, and how I go about doing the process of posting or putting together completely digital comic book pages. And this was an important pinnacle moment, because later I would go to GDC, which is the Game Developers Conference, and at GDC, I had met with Joe Sliger from Wacom. They're the manufacturers of the drawing tablets that I use to make my digital art. And they really liked what I was doing, and they wanted to promote me. They didn't give me any money or anything like that for any kind of sponsorship, but what they did do was start to post all about me on interviews, and every now and then they'd hire me to do like a special painting or something like that they would use in the packaging, and I was on the front page when you load up Photoshop for a period of time, and that was pretty neat. I would say that it was very essential that I kept doing these videos. At that point, I was like, this is important, especially when you start to look at the number of subscribers that I started to gain.
Dudes, what's up? It's Trent Kaniuga here with a new demo. I'm going to be talking about how to draw some Twilight Monk today. Yeah.
In terms of pivotal moments that sort of changed the direction of my YouTube channel, the Kung Fulio drawing was an essential milestone. This particular video was the first long form sort of, when I say long form, I just mean it was a long format video where I really went into depth on my process of showcasing with full step-by-step, almost not real time, but it was a pretty lengthy, meaty video, about 45-minute video at that time. And it really went into all the details of how I structure the body and how I do the line art around the forms and things like that. And this video is still to this day one of my most viewed videos and a pivotal turning point for my YouTube channel because Wacom had posted this on the front page. It was featured on their website, and I believe it might have even been featured on some of the software packaging, so that it definitely turned a lot of people's attention toward what I was doing on my YouTube channel with drawing. It was also the first time that I opened up a video by saying dudes. As you know, I always tend to start my videos that way. And it was really definitive in my mind when comments started pouring in saying, hey, more like this, please. More content like this where you're describing your process. And this taught me something that a lot of YouTubers, I think, when they start out, they have their ideas on what they want their YouTube channel to be. And this video was definitive for me, and it was critical for me to put out there because it showed me that I need to think less about what I want to do with my channel and think more about what people would want from me. So the best place to start is to ask yourself, what do I have that is of great value to other people? And if you don't know, just keep making stuff until somebody says, hey, we want more of this. And that was really what had happened with this particular piece. And I ended up breaking it up into two parts. And I realized it was so much work. At this point, I had started to go and work in-house at Riot Games, working on the Summoner's Rift map and a lot of other UI and other environmental elements of that game. But I was realizing that, man, I need to put more time into doing YouTube videos. I need to put more time into teaching people what I know, all the things that I've learned from my self-taught art career and what kind of things would I have wanted to know earlier on in my career. And that's been the real basis, the real crux, the real turning point of what my channel has sort of become about. And so this was such an important video, and it was ironic that it was only really maybe my 9th or 10th video that I had done. But to this day, I still feel like it's one of the most valuable videos on my channel. I can't overstate the value of just doing something because you love it for a good chunk of time and like throwing everything you can at the wall. Sometimes that leads to great opportunities because your passion shows through in the work. As a matter of fact, my relationship with Wacom provided me opportunities to get my hands on free Cintiqs and companion hybrids, and even got me a sponsorship with Sketchbook Pro. A relationship that would end up lasting probably for the next 4 or 5 years. So jumping ahead to August 2014, this was a milestone because I had begun to really develop that relationship with Sketchbook Pro. And they had started to reach out to me to say, hey, we really like your drawing style and we'd like for you to start to do some artwork for us. And this was just the first one that we ever did. Later, I would propose a suggestion whereby I was providing a monthly illustration for them with a time lapse or a tip, and I would do extra videos and they would pay me per video. And the extra videos would usually be some kind of a tip related to how better to utilize their tool and how to manage layers or create custom brushes or do all kinds of fun, funky stuff with their software. And it was a tremendous relationship. I tend to try to give, just as a general rule, if somebody pays me to do something, I try to give them way more than they ask for. This has always worked out really well for me. If it's a client that I really want a good relationship with and they give me a lot of freedom to do things the way that I want to do them, I generally try to give them way more above and beyond what they asked for. And because I was so very generous with Sketchbook Pro and Autodesk, they were so very generous with me and shared my work across their website, and that brought a lot of new people over to my YouTube channel, where I still continue to use Sketchbook Pro and offer up tips wherever and whenever I can. By January 20th, 2016, I was trying a lot of different things. I'm a gamer, so I enjoy playing games, and I thought, well, hey, maybe I'll just start giving opinions about games like everybody else on the internet. Why the hell not? So I started Trent's Game Room, and it was pretty much just after I'd finished playing a game, I'd go ahead and make myself a little video about it. Sometimes I would even sit through and play through the game on Twitch or just in a recap video, recorded video, some of my favorite games like Metal Gear. But again, the response was pretty much, hey, we came here for art. What are you doing? And in hindsight, yeah, if I want to do a gaming channel, I should start a different channel. But that's a little bit too much work, so I ended up scrapping that and instead starting up Trent's Comment Corner, which was really just an opportunity for me to directly talk with you guys about what you're interested in. A specific forum where every Friday I could respond to your questions and comments about how to draw or how to get work or how to do anything digital art or traditional art related. And this was a fantastic success. And not because these videos had a lot of views, but because it allowed me to find out what you wanted to know. To do a little less talking and to do a little bit more listening, you know what I'm saying? Many of the most impactful, very important questions came from the Trent's Comment Corner experiment, and I was glad that I did it, except that what I found was that if I'm going to answer important questions, then I'm going to need a little bit more long-form way to do that. Now, I know I'm handsome and all, but that's not what people want to see. People want to see some artwork up in here. That's what this channel's got to be about. No, but really the last few months have been crazy, and a lot of it is because I'm reaching out to new people. I'm advertising a little bit more. I'm getting more involved in the community. We've got a Discord channel. I'm opening up my ears. I'm really asking you guys, what do you guys want to know? I'm putting it out there, and you guys are responding. You're letting me know exactly what you want, and I'm trying to do a lot more of that. So as I've always said, if you have suggestions on how I can make better content on my channel, I certainly want to hear that. Leave those in the comments or get involved in that Discord community. And so what you can count on in the next year is I'm going to be doing a lot more tutorial videos for free and through my paid Gumroad channel for the more in-depth type of stuff. I'm going to be uploading a lot of progress on my new illustrated novel that I'm working on. It's called The Secrets of Confulio. You heard it here first. 100,000 subscribers may not seem like a lot in the landscape of the YouTube cosmos, but I'll tell you what, man, to me, it means a lot. And I'm just so incredibly grateful to you, and I want to keep giving back. So anyway, I've spent all day working on this video, and hopefully that kind of gives you an insight into what the journey's been like for me. It's been freaking awesome, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I'm so glad that I started that account. I only wish that I would have started it sooner. So dudes, of course, that's it for me on this one. This is no short video for me. But if you like my artwork and you do want to pick up those tutorials, it certainly helps me out an awful lot. I do love hearing from you, your comments and feedback in the comments section. Check out that Discord channel if you want to get involved in the community over there. And until next time, dudes, I'll catch y'all. Manyan Daban. Ciao, baby. Oh, yeah.